Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm so excited to have you all here today. I am Allison Cooper, the CEO of Project Motherhood, and I am so excited because I am here today with my friend Renata Farbman. She is a personal stylist at Can't Help But Stare, and I do want to, before I turn it over to you, just say that she is the only person on our panel who is actually a personal stylist. So I want you guys to just, pay close attention to all of these amazing tips that she's going to share. I'm going to hand it over to you. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Hi, nice to meet you all. I am a personal stylist and I've been doing this since 2014. So I work one-on-one with women and I help them develop style confidence through teaching them how to dress for their body shape. And I provide services such as closet edits, personal shopping, etc. And I love it.
I'm going to add in an extra question here that just popped into my head. Do you do virtual sessions with people?
I do.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Very good. So we'll make sure that everybody has Renata's contact information and you can reach out to her for a session. Absolutely. Awesome. So I have a list of questions in front of me that I'm excited to dig into, and we're going to dive right in. So first, what are your top tips for building a versatile wardrobe on a budget, which we all are nowadays, right?
Yes. I'm all about the budget. Okay. So when I hear the word versatile, I think of capsule. So what is a capsule wardrobe? Basically, they are a minimal amount of pieces that all work together. So I believe in less is more and, creating endless outfits with a capsule wardrobe. These are typically neutral colors that you would start with. And I mean, a capsule wardrobe can be different things to different people. But generally, you want to start with neutral palettes, such as an earth tone, creams, blacks, and then they all will be versatile and will work together, and you'll be able to create endless outfits. And I call this the meat of your wardrobe. They're staples, and they are pieces that you can depend on, and you will always feel incredible in them. On a budget, it can absolutely be done. I take women shopping all the time, and it really doesn't matter where you go. I'm a huge fan of Marshalls and, Target and, stores like that. The biggest thing you want to look out for is the type of clothing that you're buying, the fabric composition. You want to make sure to stay away from acrylics and polyesters because they just won't last. So you do want to focus on pieces that will stand the test of time, like a cotton, for example. So yes, you can definitely create an affordable capsule wardrobe on a budget. Can be done.
Yeah, I love that. And you see, we're both in our neutrals today.
Yes.
Brown, I'm black and white.
It's easy.
I love it. It does. It makes things getting dressed so much more streamlined each day.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess to sort of piggyback on that question, how can busy moms put together quick and stylish outfits for everyday wear?
Okay. This is a great question. Most of my clients are moms. I've worked with countless mothers. And the first thing that I would recommend is making the time. Make the time for yourself. As moms, we're very busy. We tend to put everyone ahead of us, and we leave ourselves last at the bottom pole, so to speak. And so if you just give yourself an extra 15 minutes, that's it, just to put effort into what you're going to wear, the way you present yourself, take risks, experiment, put something together in a different way. I recommend taking pictures of these outfits so that you can look back for reference as well.
That's a great tip.
Yeah. It's really, honestly, first and foremost, make the time. There is no worse feeling than showing up to meet a coffee, with a friend, or running errands, even going to the grocery store and bumping into people and just not feeling your best. So make the time. That is the biggest thing I recommend as busy moms. Just 15 minutes. That's it. That's all you need. And, quick and stylish, sorry, what was the second part of your question?
Just quick, stylish for everyday wear. I feel like you covered it. You got it all. I will say one thing that you said, a term you used on social media that stood out to me, was putting together like an outfit recipe. Do you remember saying that? I don't know. It was something you said and it really stuck with me. And I think that that's sort of a great, that kind of ties in here, because kind of knowing, okay, well, I want to do 1, 2, 3, and then you just kind of might have to accessorize, or you might, something like that.
Yeah. And I think a really easy outfit recipe for a mom is just having an elevated sweat set. Honestly, I think every mom or woman, for that matter, should invest in one. And I'm not talking about a frumpy, sloppy sweat set. I'm talking about one that has, a little more visual interest, and it could be in the material or maybe a detail in the zipper, what have you, but it's elevated in some way. And then that way you just add on a dressier layer, some accessories, maybe some jewelry, maybe a fun sneaker or flat, or a dressier, like shoes. And you really have an easy, super easy recipe that can be elevated and really make you look chic and put together.
I love that. I love it. So speaking of, like pieces in our wardrobe, you mentioned the matching set. What would you say are, more of those? Like if you had to pick like 3, what are like the must-have pieces that every woman should have in her wardrobe?
Yeah, that's a great question. So honestly, most of the clients that I work with, we do create these capsule wardrobe, and it's these staple items. And I believe, the core of your wardrobe exists in pieces like, impeccable fitting denim and, amazing shoes. We're forgetting about footwear,
Do you see behind me? I'm obsessed, and my office has become my designer shoe room.
Yes. You need an amazing coat. You need a neutral, incredible bag. These are pieces that are going to stand the test of time. They will have major versatility in your wardrobe. So, just an excellent white t-shirt, these things can be layered and create endless outfits. So those are some of the staple items I would recommend.
Yes. Love that. Love that.
Yeah.
So now let's dive into, especially right now, we're winter for most people, getting ready to move into some warmer weather. What are your favorite tips for transitioning wardrobes?
Well, I don't believe you need a whole new wardrobe to go into spring from winter. Yeah. I think that a few transitional pieces are very important, and I think they can take you really far. So an item like a great spring coat, like a jean jacket or a leather jacket or a trench, for example, light layers are fantastic, whether they're cardigans, for example. And then it's, and then of course a flat shoe. those types of things going into spring are going to make a world of difference. I also think that a lot of us tend to go darker in the winter. So I think it's important to inject some color and to really, like, if you are going to get a new flat shoe for spring, maybe go for a cream tone or a lighter tone and step away from the black for a minute and just focus on injecting some fresh light, hues and some color into your wardrobe just to make it a little more exciting.
Yeah, and it makes you happy too,
Yes, yes.
Need a little pop of color.
Yeah, I know. We all tend to get happier when the warm weather comes out, and I think it reflects in the way that we dress as well. So, yeah.
Agree, 100%.
Yeah.
So speaking of elevating, our everyday looks, what are a few of your favorite ways to kind of take a look and, zhuzh it up?
Yeah. Oh, I love that word.
Yeah.
Okay, so first and foremost, a couple ways to elevate your everyday look. Before you leave the house, look in the mirror. So many of us, we don't look in the mirror. It's like, boom, just in a rush, always in a rush. So just take a moment, look in the mirror, ask yourself, what can I add here? And if you feel like something is missing, add something. Add something, whether it's a layer, whether it's an accessory, whether it's a fun shoe or a belt, perhaps. These little details really make a world of difference. And I like to follow something called the 4th rule. So this is another easy way to elevate your style. So basically, all of us were wearing 3 pieces, a top, a bottom, a shoe. For example, add the 4th piece, whether it's an accessory, whether it's a layer, whether it's a fun hat. Just those are the types of things that are going to elevate your style and really take it to the next level.
I am obsessed with that. I am gonna think about that now every single day of my life.
Yeah. And don't forget about accessories. Like I always say, without accessories, you're only half dressed. And they really are the quotation mark to your outfit. So when you get dressed, look in the mirror, what can I add here? What accessory, will work? Whether, like I said, whether it's jewelry, a bracelet, your belt, a hat, shoes, it really does make a world of difference.
I love that. Yeah, it totally does. Totally does. All right, we're going to shift gears here a little bit and talk about your most dreaded fashion mistakes that you see happen.
Oh, dear.
Share them.
Yeah, it's hard. Oh, dear. Okay, so number 1, fashion mistake, I would say, is shopping impulsively. I walk into women's closets. I've been in countless closets, and there is just an excess of things, really. And so as women, we only wear 20% of our closet 80% of the time. Let that sink in.
Yeah.
So
right.
there is just so much clutter in there. And I feel the clutter is obstructing your vision from finding the pieces that actually do fit and flatter you. So just honestly, stop consuming so excessively.
Yeah.
Really. Just be more of an intentional shopper, because the amount of garbage bags that we go through when I do a closet edit, for example, it's mind-blowing. It's really mind-blowing. And a lot of it is just, you're bored. You've been convinced by a salesperson or a friend. You're, it's made you feel a dopamine hit of some kind to purchase an item. it's the wrong size. It doesn't fit, but you bought the number 27 because it makes you feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much of that in the closet. So definitely, first and foremost, be more of an intentional shopper
Mhm.
and consume less. Those are that's a big mistake. The second biggest mistake that I'm seeing is not accepting where you're at with your body.
That's a good one.
I think that, many women just decide to freeze and not get dressed at all because they can't accept where they're at with their body. And they wish that they were 10 pounds thinner and they wish they looked the way they did 5 years ago. And, they're really living in a place of, when I lose the weight, I will go shopping. I will get dressed. And that is a really hard place to live. It really is, because you are in a like a you're living in transition, and it is a very damaging mentality.
Yeah.
So this is easier said than done, but another huge obstacle for women is just accepting their bodies and where they're at today.
Yeah.
Easier said than done. Not
It is.
simple. And then that way, from that point, you can begin to dress your body.
Yeah.
And actually inject some joy when getting dressed, and not have something that becomes depressing. Now, it's huge. It is connected to body image, and it is connected to so much more that I know that so many women can relate to, myself included.
Yeah, we've all been there.
It's a huge obstacle that really holds so many of us women from getting dressed and presenting the best version of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So true. I have a memory of like whenever I had Blake, which was, now almost like 8.5 years ago, but I was holding on to, fitting into like my pre-pregnancy jeans, and I would just cry like every time I tried to put them on. And I remember my husband was finally like, go buy a new pair of jeans. Just go. I don't care what they cost. Just do it. Buy something that you feel great in. And I will never forget that.
Yeah. It's so hard. It's really hard. Yeah. It's tough. Like, I know it's a really sensitive
It is
subject, but unfortunately it is. Yeah. It's stopping us from getting dressed. Yeah. It's another, I think, huge obstacle for us women that is, that we're making a mistake is, really, and that was pretty deep. I'm going to go a little lighter now.
okay.
I know. I got deeper.
All good.
Honestly, super easy styling skills. Styling is a skill, and it can be taught. And I think that so many of us walk out the door feeling frumpy or sloppy, and something's just not right. And a lot of times it is about how you style your clothes and how you put them together. Are you tucking in your shirt? Are you rolling up your sleeves? Are you, how are you putting these pieces together? And if you don't know how, and honestly, I walk into so many women's closets, and it is a matter of that. It's a matter of, yes, they've got pieces there, but they just don't know how to wear them. Yeah. So I really do think that that is a huge thing that's stopping you from maximizing your wardrobe. It's just learning how to wear what you have. And I think so many of the clients I work with are just in shock. They're like, oh, like I haven't worn this piece for like 5 years. I love it. But I don't know how to wear it. I can't believe, all I had to do was cuff the sleeves and tuck it in. And now it's just my new favorite piece. I'm in shock. And I can't believe it goes with brown pants. I thought it only goes with black pants. And oh my God, right? Like color combinations. And that's stopping us from getting dressed. Like, yes, black and brown, they go together. Absolutely. Right? Like, yes, navy and brown go together. Yeah, what? They do? Yes. So all of these, and it's like a myth that we have in our head, like, no, I can't wear white in the winter. Like
Labor Day.
Yeah. So these types of myths too that we have is embedded in us, also stops us from wearing our clothes, creating versatility, and maximizing our wardrobe.
Yeah, I love that. I always say too, become best friends with like an amazing like tailor or seamstress, because you don't always have to accept what you find on the clothing rack. But if you love something, you can, make sure it fits your body right.
I agree. And there's so many pieces in women's clothing in their closets that they're not wearing or they're not buying because of that reason. Go to the tailor, get your pants hemmed. It costs like $10. Sometimes you can even do it yourself. There's lots of raw hems happening right now that you can even cut it up yourself. Little things really, especially for, petites or tall women, like you're going to have to accept that you're going to have to get things tailored, and that's A-okay.
Oh, it is. That's me.
Stop you. Yeah.
5'1", so I'm always at the tailor. And always why I have my heels on.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, I just worked with a woman who thought that she was petite, and she believed that everything that she purchased had to be petite. And so she hasn't shopped in years because that is so closed-minded and hard to find. Like, you're really packing yourself in a small box here. So she's like, but I can't find petite. Look, I'm petite and I can't find petite size clothing. There's nothing out there. Well, no. Just because, you are on the shorter side doesn't mean you might have a longer torso and you might have longer legs. It doesn't mean you need to just shop petite. You can shop in regular size clothing. You might just have to get things tailored, and you might just have to learn how to shop differently, but it is possible. Don't let that stop you, Same with plus size and same with super tall women. They just, they're, letting that label define them and stop them from creating the wardrobe of their dreams. And it's possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so true. That's so true.
Yeah.
Well, before we dive into our last question here, which is a little bit of a different topic, I just thought of one more thing, and I hope you don't mind me throwing it in here. As I'm just enjoying, this conversation, I'm just curious, are there any trends you see that you're like, absolutely not, like I would not wear that? I mean, and this can be totally personal to you, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, that is such a good question. I am a personal stylist, but I try not to focus on trends because I believe that you should stick with the pieces that really reflect your personality and that are authentic to who you are. That said, there are some trends that I do pop up and I do see that I just think are quite vile. For example, the barrel leg trend. I can't. I mean, maybe like I'm a millennial, so it's just, it's not. I've tried it too. I've tried it many times. It's not flattering. I just think, it just does no favors to your figure whatsoever. Make you look bigger than you are. Yeah. Yeah. And there's there's girls that can get away with it and they feel and my hat goes off to you. If you feel good, you rock it, you own it. But the barrel leg trend, no. Also the barn jacket.
Kind of like picture that.
Yeah, it's
Oh my
like,
God.
it's been around.
Okay. I'm gonna have to Google this after we
Yeah.
get off.
It's been around for a hot minute. It's still on trend.
Yeah.
It's something that
Oh my gosh, no, I know, it just struck me. They're like shorter, right? They're not like a long coat. It's like a short, and a lot of them are like patchwork kind of.
yeah, it kind of
Yeah.
looks like a farmer type
Yes,
of
okay. Okay. I'm
yeah.
visualizing it now.
Yeah, I mean, some of the silhouettes are, you know, are quite modern and nice, but it's not a trend I would ever sign up for. I don't think it's going to be here to stay, and it's
Mhm.
just not my vibe.
I'm with you.
And honestly, the ballet flat.
Oh,
I
okay.
I can't. I've done it about 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 15 years ago. And I
Mhm.
had an influx of them and I wore them to death. And I just feel like I can't go back to
Yeah.
them. Like, I mean, if there is a square toe, yes, I can wrap my head around there. But the
Mhm.
rounded, very feminine ballet
Mhm. Like
flats, yeah,
the cheeks are like super, I mean, they are like wearing ballet shoes in a sense. They're so, you feel the ground when you walk in those.
yeah. And, no, they're quite beautiful and feminine.
I'm
And
with you.
yeah, like I mean, all the power to the women who are, you know, feeling great in them. But I tried. I actually have a few pairs that I held on to, and I tried to go back, and I just can't.
No. I feel that. When we lived in New York City, I would bring, like, I would have a pair of Teaks in my bag, and I would swap to like my heels whenever I got somewhere. But I haven't owned a pair in, well, since we moved out of the city, because I
Yeah,
have no need.
yeah. I feel like I'm at the age now where I'm recycling some of the trends that are coming back, and it's like
Yeah.
it's associated with a time in your life where I don't know, you just don't want to and go back.
I love it. Those are really, really great answers. I'm aligned with them all 100%. I love it. I love it. So we are approaching our last and final question here, and we are going to jump a little bit to talking about closets and just closet organization, because that's, you know, where you're keeping all your things. And, you know, I'm just curious, what are your tips when you walk into a client's home and you're like, okay, looking at the closet, what are your tips for navigating it?
Yeah. Okay. So first and foremost, declutter once a season. I
Mm-hmm.
recommend going in there once every season. You know, take your time. It might take the whole weekend. It might take a few weekends, but get in there, get rid of the items that are no longer serving you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if they have rips or tears, if they're dated, if they're not authentic to who you are, if they
Yeah.
don't fit anymore, if you can't see yourself pairing them up in a few different ways, you need to get these items out of your closet. Now, I'm not saying you have to throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? A lot of people get scared. It's really hard for so many women to let go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I understand there's sentimental pieces in there. It's difficult. So what I recommend is, you know, having 3 different bags, one for cash, which is something that you want to resell, one for
Okay.
stash, which is something that you want to put away for later. Maybe you're going to put it away. Just get it out of your closet. Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to put it away. And the third one is you're going to, oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind here. Hold on. Cash, cash, and trash. The third one is
Get rid of.
pieces that are, they're just, you know, ripped, stained. They're not replaceable. So that's going to be your trash section. So those 3 sections is what I follow in my closet edit sessions, and it is a foolproof way to really declutter successfully. If you're unsure, try the item on, look in the mirror, and ask yourself, do I feel beautiful or confident in this item? Can I see myself wearing it in a few different ways? Is it authentic to who I am? You ask yourself these questions, and you will get the answer. I have 8 questions that I ask every woman, and usually by the 3rd question, you have determined whether it's got to stay or go. Okay? So, like I said, I'm not a monster. I'm not telling you to throw everything out. You just got to get those pieces out of your current closet so that when you do walk in there every day, everything, every piece in there you love. It fits you, it flatters you. You deserve to walk into the closet that, consists of pieces that you wear daily, not that you're saving for when you lose 20 pounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Oh my gosh, 100%.
Really, first and foremost, declutter. And as I said earlier, we wear 20% of our closet 80% of the time. So if you declutter, you will eliminate so much stress and frustration and decision fatigue. Our brains, every morning we come in there, we make 30,000 decisions a day. We can't decipher, does this fit? Does this not fit? Is it on season? Is it on trend? Is it authentic to who I am? We can't do that. So if you come into your closet with pieces that fit you impeccably and that you love and that you feel incredible in, you are really, it's really liberating. It's a huge, you don't need this to breathe in life, but at the it is so truly liberating, and you will see your self-confidence will soar, and you'll be able to actually pair up your clothing in so many different ways because you can see them now.
Yes. I love that. And I feel like that circles right back to, getting those quick, stylish pieces together, because we're moms, we don't have time. And that just, being able to go, okay, well, I know I look good and feel good and everything in here. So all I have to do is grab a top and a bottom if I'm running 10 minutes behind, and I know I'm good to go.
Exactly. And so many of us as moms, we put this at the bottom of our priority list, which I get. There are so many more pressing things. But honestly, if our kids' closets, were exploding, we there cleaning it out, but we just, we neglect ourselves. So it's really important. It really is. And it does set the tone for the day. And there is something to be said that if you do, have a streamlined closet, you'll be able to dress more confidently, which will affect every aspect of your life in a positive way. So it really does make a world of a difference.
Personal stylist, oh my gosh, I can't talk. Personal stylist / life coach is what I'm trying to get out, because I feel like that was such a great ending statement there, because it's so true. It's life-changing.
It is definitely.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for being here. I enjoyed this conversation so much. I love talking fashion and style, and I know that all these moms watching are cannot wait to get to their wardrobes and elevate their look. So thank you so much, Renata, for being here. I'm just so happy we got to chat style together today. And until next time, say bye, everyone.
Bye.